Jai Gurudev. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Chaiva Tato Jayamudiraye. Now today's session was very revealing and very new perspective of the whole thing of karma has come up. We started with verse 15. We'll go to 14 and then go down. Does anyone want to share before we start? Your He started off by answering Percy's question of Maya taking casual leave. That was, and then about the Pancha Pranas. And how Udana Vayu is the spaceship, so to say, that takes the whole Sukshma Sharira when the prana is leaving the body. Yeah. And then this beautiful classification of how karma happens. What are the implements? What are the causes? What are the catalysts? Very beautiful. In fact, that the example given is very nice. Let's come to we'll go to the shlokas and then we'll discuss that. Yeah, we'll go through the shlokas, Vijayji, and then we can do some manana on that. Adhishtanam tatha karta karanam cha prithak vidham vividhascha prithak cheshta daivam chevatra panchamam. So this we saw yesterday, that there are 5 causes for any karma. Only 5 causes, which are the physical body, adhishtanam, and then karta, the agent, which is the ahankara, then karanam cha prithak vidham, and the separate manifold means, which are the pancha jnanendriyas and the pancha karmendriyas. Vividha cha prithak, the distinct and diverse cheshtaha, activities of the pranas. So all the pancha pranas, prana, pana, udana, vyana, and samana. Then atra here, daivam cha eva, the presiding deity is indeed panchamam, is the 5th. That is the tanmatras that make the organs of action and organs of perception function. So the physical body, so too the agent, the distinct and diverse activities of the pranas, and indeed Daiva, the presiding deities, is the 5th here. Sharira vang mano bhiryat karma prarabhate naraha nyayam va viparitam va paschaite tasya hetavaha. So nyayam va, whether proper, viparitam va, or the opposite, yat karma, that karma which sharira vang manobhihi, with the body, speech or mind, naraha, a man, prarabhate, undertakes, tasya, of that, ete pancha, these 5, hetavaha, are the causes. So again, Bhagwan is just reiterating that whether it is a proper karma, dharmic karma or adharmic karma, or whatever karma is done, these are the only 5 causes. That karma, whether proper or the opposite, improper, which a man undertakes with the body, speech, or mind, has these 5 causes. So he's brought in the sub-classification of karma as with the body, speech and mind. So karma is whether you do it with the body, whether it is only with the speech or even thinking about it. That also amounts to karma. Even a thought comes as, is classified as karma. Then tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyat pasyatykrita buddhitvat na sapashyati durmatihi. Tatra evam sati. When this is so, tu on the other hand, akrita buddhitvat, because of immaturity of the mind, yaha, the one who, atmanam, atmanam, the atma, kevalam, which is pure, kartaram, as the karta, pashyati, sees, sadurmatihi, that one whose thinking is distorted, na pashyati, does not see the truth. So when this is so, the one who sees, on the other hand, the self, which is pure as the agent, because of an immature mind, that person whose thinking is distorted does not see the truth. I mean, this is where the example of the Rajju Sarpa became, comes in very handy. And Nana explained that when I had this doubt about the Daivas getting a link to Atma, he said, Atma is like the rope. And all of these are Mayodbhava. All the others are Mayodbhava. And that's where he gave the example, he quoted the sloka from Lalita Sahasranamam of, the starting was what? Nakha, I'm forgetting that sloka. Basically, that means
Nakati Diti Sanchanna Namadda.
Diti Sanchanna Tam
Nakati Diti Sanchanna Tamak. I can't remember now.
Diti Sanchanna. It is that the import is that from the nails of Lalita Mata, all the Dashavataras are born. And Lalita is considered as the personification of Maya. So from Maya, all of this has come. But Brahma is the substratum or the adhishtanam for the whole Maya. So it is Brahma, then Maya, and then Jagat. So there are only three things: the Brahma, Maya, and Jagat, or Jiva, Ishvara, Jiva, and the Jagat. So here, when we consider the rope as Brahma, whatever else we are considering superimposing upon the rope, that is, we superimpose the snake, the venom of the snake, the fangs of the snake, the movement of the snake, all that is but a play of Maya. So what we are doing here is, when this is so, the one who sees, on the other hand, the self which is pure as the agent. So the one that is pure here is the rope. The rope is nothing to do with the superimposition that we are going through of the snake, the fangs, the poison, the movement. Because of our immature mind, we are doing all that. That person whose thinking is distorted does not see the truth. So we are not able to see the truth of the Atma as being the non-doer here. But we are ascribing all the doing to Atma. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyat krita buddhitvat nasa pashyati durmatihi. Yeah. So the one whose thinking is distorted, Because of delusion, we ascribe all the doing to the Atma. Then let me go to the. I think even when I was chanting, I must have skipped some shlokas because of this thing. Yeah. Yasya nahankrito bhavo buddhiryasya na lipyate hatvapi sa iman lokan nahanti nani badhyate. Yasya, for whom ahankritaha bhavaha na. There is no I notion. Yasya buddhihi, whose mind na lipyate, is not affected. Saha hi iman lokan, these people, hatva api, even killing, na hanti, does not kill. Nani badhyate, nor is he bound. This is very beautiful. Yeah, this is where he talked of, Nana talked of the, what is that? Malla Nyayam. What is that? Can anyone remember? What was that? Some Malla Nyayam it was, right?
Yeah, that that Atma is not doer, and so
Correct.
even
He
if you
says,
kill somebody, it's not you're doing it. It's just
yeah, why is the aspect of killing brought in here is because the ultimate is prana. So killing, taking away prana, which is killing, is used as an upamana here, is used as an example. He said was the, what Nyaya? Malla Nyaya I can remember, but the first two words I can't remember.
it's calm. I don't know. It was said K. I thought it was calm or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we need to go back to the recording and listen. So basically what it means is, if someone wants to fight in the game of boxing or wrestling or whatever, you want to get to the top. Instead of killing, instead of wrestling and boxing with all the people who are below the world champion, if you fight the world champion, that is enough to ascertain your supremacy. It means as though you have taken care of your, all the others are subordinate to you. Similarly, the reason why this hanti is used here, the killing example is used, is that is the ultimate action, as in prana is the ultimate, and therefore when you take away the prana, it includes all other actions of maybe eating, sitting, sleeping. All those actions come under that umbrella. So that is why that Mallanyayam, what Mallanyayam, I can't remember that.
Yeah, yesterday we were talking about that, about the karma, Naishmya karma or Naimitya karma and things like that. So I think Nitya karma is the one doesn't have to do that benefit, like karma pala, right? When we do the karma, there's results. So like is the Nitya karma is the one doesn't have that karma pala, like you're brushing your teeth, taking bath, or cleaning a house or whatnot. But then daily puja, that's a little bit different, I think. That is also part of it, of course, that had to be done as per the Shastra, they say. Naishmika karma, is that the one?
Naishkarmya karma, right.
Naishkarya karma. That's the one with the Karyapala. That if you're doing a ritual or something that gives, like asking for rain, or you do the ritual for that, or you're raising your financial status, you're doing a ritual for that kind of thing is Naishya karma.
All that comes as not Naishkarmya karma, no. Naishkarmya karma is
Naimitika karma. Naimitta karma and then Nitya karma, right? There is another. Yeah. Anyway, so that Nitya karma is the one doesn't have any of that pala thing.
Yeah, but here what is being talked of is not the phala. It is talked about what verse 17 is saying is the one who has no notion of I-ness, of he does not have the doer notion. He is
Yeah.
not affected he's not bound by the karma phala, or even though he's killing.
He's
Because
not the doer. That's
the
basically relating to the Atma, right? It's not uh, mentioning about the body mind complex.
see, the one who has no I notion, the one whose mind is not affected, he, even killing these people, does not kill, nor is he bound. So what he's talking of in verse 17 is about jnani. Because for the jnani, he does not have the doership, neither does he have the enjoyership. Therefore, he does not, whether he is doing any action. Here, Bhagwan has used the word killing because that encompasses all other actions. I think I have to start keeping a notebook and write these things. I was doing that initially so that, the specific words and terms can be written down. Because relying on the memory is like not very good. Right. Yeah.
So here I think he is also trying to tell Arjuna that he has got to kill the dusht papi standing in front of him, even if they are his relatives and gurus. And therefore, like the result of that karma would not be, he would not be bound by it.
This is where I got a little funny doubt, okay? Whether you kill or not kill, it does not bound, you're not bound by it. So I know it is a crazy doubt, but I just thought I'll express it here. That is where the difference between dharma, adharma also drops, isn't it? Dharma, adharma is there for our transactional reality, yes, but at that level, at the level of Atma, there is no distinction. The opposites, uh, they don't seem to have their significance. Good, bad, asuras, devas,
I think
dharma,
it's related to like more like deranged mind, which is making people to do such things, right? I mean, it's not like somebody who is in proper mind is able to. So it's not affecting at that moment. Whatever happens to them, they do it, but then it's not Atma that's doing it. So even that person, may realize it later, that I didn't do it. That's how they feel. But then somehow that mind situation that time, make them to do something like that.
my understanding is, I think as long as we have this notion that I am the doer, we consider that body, we have that body identification, we have to follow the rules of dharma. This, what he's talking of in shloka 17, applies to a siddha purusha, applies to a jnani, where he does not have the notion of I-ness. So the rules for a jnani will be completely different, because for him, he is coming from the space of non-doership. So that is why whether for a jnani, it is said in one of the shlokas, I think, whether it is tamas coming up or rajas coming up, sattva coming up, it actually doesn't matter to him. But for all of us who are sadhaks, who are still yet to reach that place, we're all the karma yogis, all the rules apply. All the rules, we cannot we cannot flout the rules and say, oh, actually there is no good and bad. What is this? No, we cannot talk. We cannot, logically conclude. I mean, I'm giving the answer to my own doubt, but this was the doubt that came up. So,
and also this, when you read all this Mahabharata and all that, all these people, the jnanis, they get so angry suddenly, and then they give this curse to people. I mean, how does that work? I mean, that's also some kind of, they're not supposed to be like that, right? If you're Jnani. Anyway.
Yeah, but that Gurudev also says, na, ke when you go for and talk to the jail inmates, it's similar to talking to creative people. Like somebody has composed some wonderful music, the great stalwart, or somebody has done a painting. So when you ask, how did you do such a wonderful, how did you compose such a wonderful piece? He says, I don't know, it just happened. And same
Right.
thing the culprit says, it just happened. Like,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it's not just a deranged mind. There is some shift in the mind where there is nothing. It's thoughtlessness when you do that action,
Exactly. It
as if you
happens
are
in
not
that
doing it
moment, and
yourself. Yeah,
yeah, they do it. That even the criminal, like when that moment passes, then they realize they did
yeah,
the mistake. Then they turn into a good person. So they realize that I didn't do it.
yeah. So
So
Gurudev says behind every culprit is a victim waiting to be healed.
that's true.
Yeah, it just happens. They just say that it just happened at that time.
The next verse is very interesting. Jnanam jneyam parignyata trividha karma chodana karanam karma cha karteti trividha karma sangraha. Jnanam, knowledge, the vritti corresponding to an object. Jneyam, object of knowledge. Parignyata, knower. Iti thus. Trividha karma chodana are the threefold impellers of action. Karanam, the instrument. Karma, the object. Karta, the agent. Iti thus. Karma sangraha trividaha are the threefold constituents of karma. Knowledge, the vritti corresponding to an object, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the threefold impellers of action. The means of doing, instrument, the object of the action, and the agent are the threefold constituents of karma. Here the example Nana shared was so beautiful. He said, when you're the fragrance that when you're walking in a park or a garden, the fragrance of the flower, of a beautiful flower, that is the jnanam. That's the vritti that is corresponding to the object. And then the actual object is the flower. That is the jneyam, the object of knowledge. And parignyata, knower. That is, you are the knower. So the fragrance of the flower leads you to look at the flower, and that you are the one looking at it. These become the catalysts of action. And then that thought comes to you that you want to pluck the flower. So you go to the gardener and ask him, and he grudgingly says, okay, you can just pluck one flower. So then when you're plucking the flower, there are three constituents of that karma. What are they? The instrument, which is your hand. Karanam, the instrument. Karma is the object is the flower. Karta is the agent. That is you, the person. So there are threefold constituents of the karma and threefold catalysts of the karma. It will be interesting now that how Bhagwan will start talking of how each of this has three gunas, all sattva, rajas, and tamas. He then starts classifying, I think. We stopped at 19, I think, right? We didn't do 20. Or did we do 19?
He read the 9.
Yeah,
No, we
19
didn't do the 9.
Yeah.
We
did
didn't
19.
do the 9.
We stopped at 20.
Yeah.
Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedataha prochyate guna sankhena yathavat shrunutanyapi. Jnanam, knowledge, karma cha, and action, karta cha, and the agent, guna bhedataha, according to the differences in guna sankhena, guna sankhena, no, guna sankhyanani. In the Shastra of the enumeration of the gunas, Tridha eva prochyate is said to be as only threefold. Tani api, and those, yathavat, just as it is unfolded. Shrunu, listen. Knowledge, action, and agent are only threefold according to the differences in guna. It is said in the Shastra of the enumeration of the gunas. Listen to those just as it is unfolded. So, jnanam, karma, cha karta cha, trividha guna bhedataha. So, knowledge, action, and agent are only threefold. Very interesting it is.
It's like unfolding so much.
Like every petal, it's like
Yeah.
the onion or the lotus flower, one by one layers.
One petal, yeah. You have to get to the bottom of it. Wow.
Very nice. Does anyone want to share anything here? Yeah, there's something that Pradhana Mallanyaya. Okay, thank you, Vijayji. Pradhana Mallanyaya. The word Malla means a wrestler. If a wrestler who came from another place defeats the most victorious and important wrestler of any region, he is considered victorious over the other wrestlers also. In the same way, in any argument, if the most important idea or logic of a side is proved wrong, then all the other ideas or logics that the side is considered to be useless. Thank you. Pradhana Mallanya. I was not getting that first word, Pradhana. Pradhana Malla. Malla is a wrestler. Pradhana Mallanyaya. That is why Krishna, Bhagwan uses the same hanta, the killing thing, even in the second chapter. Nana quoted that verse. It's very inspiring to listen to Nana quote, at ease from different chapters. He knows which chapter also it is, the shloka. That is why he's goading us to chant. The more we chant, the more they remain in our subconscious, in our memory, and they will come to our use when required. Because the meaning might be playing around in the mind, but it's wonderful if the Sanskrit verse also comes to our lips. Yeah. Anyone wants to share anything in chapter 18? For me today, my revelation, my revealing thing was the example of the rope. Of course, we've been listening to the Rajju Sarpa Bhranti for so long, but that link between those 5 causes and Atma, that became a little clear to me.
Like Brahma Jnanam, we call it as, or Brahma Vidya or whatever. So the Brahma.
Dr. Radha, can you make it clear to me also?
Yeah,
Can
see,
you
when,
repeat it?
yeah, the thing, this is regarding chapter, the shloka number 14, I think, 14 or 15, 14, where he talks of Adhishtanam tatha katta karanam cha prithak vidham vividhascha prithak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. So here my question was from this Daiva. Yesterday also when we were discussing, we talked of Vishnu, Indra, and all of that. No? So we were thinking, we of course got to understand Brahma is above all of this. But I had this doubt of what is a connecting link. There should be a link between Atma and the Daivas and everything. Because otherwise, how are these functional? Then he says there is no link. It is only that Brahma is like the rope. And the rope has nothing to do with your superimposition of the snake and whatever else you're thinking about of the snake, the movement and whatever. So that whatever that connecting link, if at all, is the Maya.
Yeah, we read it in
But
the.
why Brahma is like the roof? Brahma. Brahma.
Brahma is the rope, is the truth. Rope is the truth
That's
in
a
here.
Okay, I understood. Thank you.
Rope is the truth. Snake is the superimposition.
Yeah,
Snake
got it.
Okay. And that superimposition is because of Maya. That is the link between Brahma, Jagat, and Jiva, or Brahma, Jagat and Maya.
Basically, yeah, like
Thank you.
real and unreal. That is what we are trying to say. The substratum is Brahma, and
Brahma. Correct.
and then that come out of that comes the Maya and Ishvara, right? So then Jagat. So the
That is
Maya.
why. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think we did that in Tattvabodh. I think there is how the universe started, like
Yeah, that's Tattvabodh only.
yeah. So that's where that came. But then again, yeah, that's true. So like my question also, like remember we then this Vishnu is the same as we in our imagination, because when in all through this Gita, he says, you surrender to me or you come to me and I will take care of you, right? So when you say that, who is this? I mean, we are trying to always give this name and form to our head whenever we talk about this. So there isn't no name and form to this Brahman. At least, I want to understand a little bit better so that so when we reading Bhagavad Gita, we have this form in our head like it's Krishna. But then now Nana said that avatars also part of the Maya.
Yeah.
So so in that case, all these avatara purushas also part of the Maya. That so it's all the worldly projections. So I get that is news to me. So and I would like to learn a little bit more. I think Nana said, well, in the future,
As we go
things
further
he
in
will
the
discuss further, he said. So that's why I didn't raise that question about what we're supposed to think, or how do we worship or do whatever, so
it's
that was
actually
my question.
it's a very should I say liberating thought, isn't it? The thought that
Yeah.
all is only Maya and
Mhm.
what is above is actually the substratum. And all this is just the play and display of that one substratum, of that one consciousness.
Yeah,
So it's actually
there
very
was a and there was a new there was one this video. I'll send it to you. I don't know if you had seen it already. They were talking about this Nobel Prize 2022, where they accepted this universe is not real, so they are able to akin to this Advaita Veda, like Advaita principle,
correct.
that they are agreeing to it now,
Please
so
share that video. Please share it.
where are we?
There is one Dr. Dur, I think. Gurudev keeps quoting him. He says he studied matter. He's a physicist. Dr. Dur actually confessed. He said, I've studied matter for 3 decades only to understand that it does not exist. After all
Exactly.
calculations and his,
Yeah.
experiments and everything, they are coming to the conclusion, modern cutting edge scientists, physicists, to the conclusion that matter does not exist. And it is in this context that I would really urge all of you, if you have not yet enrolled in the Mandala Vatika, please do. Because apart from it being a Vedic science, it brings in the beautiful understanding of creation, of all of this. This actually becomes even more clear. So even from the Vedanta aspect, even from the aspect of Swadhyaya, for me, I found Mandala Vatika and the knowledge that was there is very, very beautiful.
Mhm.
So I really urge you to,
Mm.
all of you to experience that beautiful knowledge that's there. Like
Yeah,
this
true.
this aspect of Advaita becomes even more clear. So like Vijayji had suggested that we spend some time doing a little bit of chant. So I thought maybe we'll take 10 minutes to chant some shlokas of the 12th chapter. Tomorrow, I think Dr. Mara and Vijayji are doing chapter 12, and we also have chapter 13. If any one of you is willing to chant chapter 13, please come forward, because they're two small chapters. So then you can then practice.
Dr. Brahmra.
Huh? You want to do chapter 13?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So shall we chant chapter 12? Are you all able to see the screen? Dr. Mara, I will respond to you. I will send you a response. I saw that late last night. I will send you, but today now let's just chant this. How do you want this to go about? Maybe we can all chant. We'll all mute ourselves, and then I will chant, and then maybe we can. I don't know how to go about this. Or do we do a repeat? Like one line and everyone repeats. That's going to be time consuming. Any suggestions?
Is this a practice for tomorrow or?
Yes, this is practice for tomorrow.
So,
for tomorrow.
Bhumraji, you can chant and pick one of them to chant after you for one shloka. Then you go to the next shlokas. So,
okay,
each one can chant different shlokas, but muted, we are all chanting anyways.
Okay, fine. So then I will leave it to you, to whoever wants to unmute and chant, you please do, because otherwise it will be time consuming. I have to keep going back to the gallery and check. Otherwise, I can actually put it down. I'll leave it to you. So the first shloka, Dr. Mara wanted to do 1 to 10, but each of us here can unmute and then chant after. Okay. Atha Shrimad Bhagavad Gita द्वादशोऽध्यायः अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः
एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरम व्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Yeah, very good. ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं
ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं
तेषां के
तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
Very good. ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्.
ये त्व अक्षरम् अनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्रहम् अचिन्त्यं च कुटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम्.
Kuta, very, very good, Dr. Mara. It is
Mm.
Kuta. Ku is
Kuta.
that, is the long U. So,
Okay.
Kutasthamachalam dhruvam.
Kutasthaम् achalam dhruvam.
Very good.
Kutasthaम् achalam dhruvam. Etva no etva
Etvakshara.
Etvaksharam anirteshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragam asintyam cha kutastham achalam dhruvam.
Very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Sanniyamyendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayaha te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite rataha. Dr. Renu, go for it.
Satya
Sanniyamyendriya gramam
Gayanam Sarvatra Sambuddhaya Te Rakidanti Nanevam Sarvabhuta Hite Rata.
very, very good. Perfect. क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते.
Preso Adhikta Tase Sam
Kleshodhikataras. Klesho, you have to give a little dirgha over there because that S is there. Kleshodhikataras tesham avyakta.
Preso Dhikarasta Senam Vyakta Sakta Cheta Samnaha Avyaktahi Rita Dukham Deva Vidavaya Priyate.
Yeah, I will chant this once again. Kleshodhikataras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam.
So, sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you chant one line and then I'll chant the second one.
Preso Adhikta Se Sam Vakta Sakta Chetasam.
There is a split over there, Dr. Renu. There is a split in the middle. Kleshodhikataras. If you have a book or a PDF, you can just mark it there. Kleshodhikataras tesham.
Preso Adhikta Sam.
Kleshodhikataras tesham.
Preso Dhikarasta Sam.
Avyakta sakta chetasam.
Avyakta Sakta Chetasam.
Avyakta hi gatir dukkham.
Avyakta hi gati dukham.
Dehavadbhiravapyate.
Dehavadhiravapyate.
Dehavadbhi. There is two, right? The and bha is there. Dehavadbhiravapyate.
Dehavadhiravapyate.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. You know, when you keep chanting Sanskrit, your pronunciation also will very, very well improve. Wonderful. एतु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः
येतु सर्वाणि कर्माणि
मयि
नैसन्नस्य मत्पराः
अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते
अनन्यमेव योगेन माधयन्त उपासते.
वेरी गुड तेषामहं
Very nice.
तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्यु संसार सागरात्
Shall I do it?
yes
Yeah.
go ahead
Tesham aham. Is it tesham aham or
yeah teshamaham yes
tesham aham samuddharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami.
yeah
Yeah,
go ahead
sorry. Continue.
भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्
Bhavami na chirat partha mayyaveshita chetasam.
very good मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अथ ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः
Go ahead.
मय्येव मन अधत् सवा मयि बुद्धि निवेशय. Dr. Bhramra, could you repeat the second line?
I'll repeat the first line again. You repeat after. Mayyeva mana adhatsva.
Mayyeva man adhavasava.
Adhatsva. Adhatsva.
Adhatsva.
Very good. Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Mayi buddhim niveshaya.
Mayye man adhatsava, mayi buddhi niveshaya.
Mayi buddhim, there is a visarga over there. Anuswara is there. Mayi buddhim niveshaya.
Mayi buddhim niveshaya.
Nivasishyasi mayyeva.
Nivashyasya nivashyasi mayyeva.
Nivasishyasi.
Nivashishyai.
No, it is nivasishyasi.
Nivashishyasi.
Yeah, it is not she, it is nivasi. Say start with nivasi. Nivasi.
Nivasishyasi.
Very good. Nivasishyasi mayyeva.
Nivasishyasi mayyeva.
Ata urdhvam na samshayaha.
Ata urdhva na sanshaya.
Ata urdhvam, there's a anuswara there. Ata urdhvam na samshayaha.
Ata urdhvam na sanshaya.
Very good. We'll do the full shloka again. Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. Nivasishyasi mayyeva. Ata urdhvam na samshayaha.
Mayyevan adhatsava. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. Nivsishyasi mayyev. Atha urdheva na sanshaya.
Nivasishyasi mayyeva. Ata urdhvam na samshayaha.
Nivsishyasi madhyeva. Ata urdheva na sanshaya.
Ata urdhvam.
Ata urdhvam na sanshaya.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
when we chant, no, Very nicely chanted, Simiji. With little
Thank you.
practice, you will get there. Niva,
Yeah.
when the whole word is, I'm not sure what you're following, English or Sanskrit. When you're chanting the word, the whole letter should be like, it is not, you don't say a half letter when the full letter is there. Niva, niva sishyasi mayeva. It's not niv sishyasi. It is niva sishyasi mayeva. Ata urdhvam na samshayaha.
निवसिष्यसि मध्येव अतुर्धेव न संशय. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi stiram. Abhyasayukena tato mamichhaptum dhananjaya.
अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तु. How do we pronounce this, Didi?
Mamichhaptum dhananjaya.
Mamichhaptum dhananjaya.
Very good. Abhyasepya samarthosi matkarma paramo bhava madarthamapi karmani kurvan siddhimavapsyasi.
Abhyasepi asmartosi mat karma paramo bhava mad artham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi.
Very good. Only the first word. Abhyasepya samarthosi.
Abhyasepi asamart
Say is a little,
asamartosi.
say you have to drag it little. Abhyasepya samarthosi. When
Abhyasepi asamartosi.
very good.
That
Yeah, yeah.
Abhyasepi asamartosi mad karma paramo bhava mad artham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. So that's
Very
a
good.
word I have a problem. Abhyasepi, right?
Abhyas, you can,
Abhyasepi.
yeah, you can either say, split it like that, or
Mm.
because when you chant,
Mhm.
you split only in the middle of the sentence, not in between the words, but you can do that. It should not be an issue in the
So
beginning.
it should be the together.
Continuous,
Aste,
yeah.
Abhyasepi
Abhyasepyasa,
asamortosi.
yeah, correct.
Okay. Abhyasepi asamortosi.
Correct.
Okay. You have to say it together.
Abhyasepyasa becomes a sandhi over there.
In English, they put it separate. That's why.
Yeah, no, English is difficult. I mean, for people who don't read Sanskrit and Hindi, it's fine, but
Yeah.
it doesn't give you the actual import.
Right. That they split the word here, Abhyasepi and then asamortosi.
Yeah.
Okay. So one question I have on the previous ninth one is tato or tataha? Abhyasa yogi na tato.
Tato, tataha, both are fine.
That's also fine. Because
That
in
is,
the
it doesn't matter.
Brahmananda chanting, they say tataha, and then
Tataha.
the book it says
Yeah.
tato.
Tato.
Okay. Got
So
it.
it doesn't matter whether you say tataha, tato, both are acceptable.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुमद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मनः.
Sarvakarma palatyaham tata kuru yatatmavan
यतात्मवान्.
taitan. Okay.
So should we continue till we finish 20 today, or do we do just 10 and leave it?
I
we'll
thought
do-
I'll do the first 10, so I kind of practiced with you when
Vijayji,
you're
are you
doing it.
comfortable with
I
11 to
think
20?
Vijayji, he said you'll do the rest of it, and
Correct.
in the note, yeah.
Yeah.
So he probably going to go do the rest of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'll chant from 11 to
11
20.
to 20 you chant. We'll stop the chant practice here now. What I would request, I'm very happy that Simi and Loveleen also have come forward to chant. What you can do is you can chant, even Lakshmi, you've been very, very regular with the sessions. You can also chant. You can chant maybe 5 shlokas and then send a voice note. I'll be able to, in case there is any requirement correction, that can be done. That way you'll get more confident. I mean, this will really be a wonderful that Guru Dakshina that we can give Nana if we can all chant. All of us empower one another to chant.
What about the 17th one? Have we practiced that?
17th chapter?
No, 17th, November 17th for birthday.
Yeah,
we are supposed.
That is, yeah. That also we have to decide because today is what, 14th, no? So each one take one shloka. Like I think Suma has already picked her shloka. So each of us can work on our whatever shloka we want to take, whichever Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh or Bhagavad Gita. And I think we'll have a rehearsal. Bela had requested for one little rehearsal before that. Maybe.
Yes, please.
Day after tomorrow, 16th, we can have, during Manana, we'll have a little, we can all present our.
What does that mean? Like you only do one sloka or you're doing one chapter?
No, this 16th November is Nana's birthday. So we thought.
Okay. Okay.
16th, our 16th here in India is your 15th. So we're going to do it on the 17th. So it is his 16th.
Okay.
So we want to, we thought maybe, because he's been asking from some earlier, he had said, each one take up one shloka and then present it. Then it will, you yourself will have more clarity and when you start presenting it, when you start sharing it. So we thought as that will be a wonderful gift to give him on his birthday. So each one can pick up one shloka wherever from Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh or Bhagavad Gita and come prepared and we'll share it that day.
And also Bhaja Govindam, no?
Also Bhaja Govindam. Yes, I forgot Bhaja Govindam. Yeah. So you
what
pick
is
your
that? Bhaja Govindam message we can choose, right?
Yeah, anything that we've covered till
Bhaja
now.
Govindam, how long does it take for, do you think we can all chant it together, Bhaja Govindam?
Yeah.
That's what, how many, 20 slokas there and maybe we can do.
31.
There are 31 shlokas. 31.
31, I see.
Yeah, why not? We'll do that. But we'll give some time for Nana also. We'll tell him from this time to this time. Yeah, maybe what we can do is in the beginning itself, after the chant, I don't know what chapter we'll be chanting that day. After that, we will start.
We'll be chanting 14.
14 that day, is it?
Yeah, we'll be chanting chapter 14 on 17th November. Yes.
No.
Yes.
See, tomorrow we are doing chapter 12 and 13.
Oh.
So 14, 15 will be on the 16th. So 17th will be actually chapter 16, I think.
So we are doing 2 chapters a day?
Because Nana said if the chapter has 20 or 20, around 20, 2 chapters.
Okay.
Yeah, and then chapter 12 only has 20 verses, and then so he wants 13. I think who is doing 13?
13, Savita ji said she will do.
Oh, okay. So she's gonna do the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so we can do, I don't know, the
Simi,
14.
any of you wants to chant? You can, if you want to chant part of chapter 13, you can probably prepare and then send a voice note. Let me look at that.
13 has got more, no? More.
13 also, I think, is around 20. I don't remember exactly.
No, it has the 27, 13. No, so 13 is 34.
Got more.
34.
So maybe if people can do 15, 15. I don't know. I'll leave it to you. But it's a good idea to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just touch
Dr.
upon this.
Ganga,
Yes.
I had thought of reciting sloka number 30th from Bhadro Dindam Dagan I checked with you and
Very good.
Sakal Belaji.
Yeah. No problem. What you do, Dr. Renu, send me a voice note. You chant that and send a voice note, and we can do some fine tuning there.
Sure.
Okay. So I will just everyone. Yeah. Okay. So should we go back to our chapter 3? It's getting very interesting, chapter 3, you know. I don't know. There is that so we
So
stopped
far
here.
we did about the sannyasa, right?
Correct. About sannyasa. I'll just do the last para once before going to the next thing. Nyasa means renunciation and sannyasa means perfect or complete renunciation. Thus, sarva karma sannyasa means perfect renunciation of all action. The renunciation being in the form of knowledge itself. This knowledge is not possible without a certain mind. Such a mind is accomplished by karma yoga, performing action with the proper attitude, as we saw in the previous chapter, and we'll see again in this chapter. Karma yoga enables you to give up all karmas in the sense that it becomes a means for sarva karma sannyasa. The necessity of karma yoga. With a desire for moksha, one can take to a life of renunciation called vividisha sannyasa. In this type of sannyasa, sarva karma sannyasa has not yet taken place. But certain duties are given up so that knowledge can be pursued. However, if the person has not taken care of his or her raga dveshas before taking sannyasa, he or she will not be able to pursue knowledge to the exclusion of all else. Taking sannyasa is always possible because it is open to choice. If you are a mumukshu and there is a choice between a life of renunciation of activity and a life of action, why should you perform activity? Since you are only interested in moksha, which can be gained by the pursuit of knowledge alone, why would you not take sannyasa and pursue knowledge alone? Because if you have not taken care of your raga dveshas, it is not possible to do so. Even if you do commit yourself to the pursuit of this knowledge, other interests will be there based on your raga dveshas. For most people who take to this knowledge, it is not the predominant factor in their lives. They have a lot of other interests as well. Therefore, they are not sannyasis at all. One does not become a sannyasi just by pursuing knowledge. Sannyasa implies a certain mind that is only possible by karma yoga. To conclude that performing action is of no use to you when what you want is moksha is not correct. Doing karma is useful because without a prepared mind, your pursuit of knowledge will be useless. Without karma yoga, there is no chance of neutralizing your raga dveshas. And if this neutralization does not take place to a significant degree, there is no chance to gain the knowledge through which all action is given up. Thus, to take to a life of sannyasa without having dealt with your raga dveshas is meaningless. Yeah, this is so.
Could you read again? Could you read that last few lines again?
To conclude
Thank
that
you.
performing action is of no use to you when what you want is moksha is not correct. Doing karma is useful because without a prepared mind, your pursuit of knowledge will be useless. Without karma yoga, there is no chance of neutralizing your raga dveshas. And if this neutralization does not take place to a significant degree, there is no chance to gain the knowledge through which all action is given up. Thus, to take to a life of sannyasa without having dealt with your raga dveshas is meaningless. Knowledge alone negates. In this verse, Krishna said that by not performing action, a person does not gain the end called naishkarmya, the state of actionlessness, which is sarva karma sannyasa. The renunciation of all activities is in the form of knowledge alone because there is no such thing as giving up all activities without giving up doership. Why not just give up the doership then? But how are you going to give up the doership when you are the very doer? If you think you can give it up by just deciding to do so, who is the one that makes the decision? How are you going to give up the doer who is deciding? Therefore, you are not going to give up doership this way.
Dr. Dharma, can you make me understand this doership that
I will just read this other para and then we'll come back to that. Okay? Giving up the doership. Doership does, however, go away in the wake of knowledge that I am Atma, Brahman, which is not the doer. This knowledge alone negates the doership in the Atma. Nothing else will do it. To think that surrendering is another way to reach God is certainly not correct. For how will you surrender the one who surrenders? You are still left with having to give up the doership. A relevant verse from the Mahabharata is as follows. Okay. So, here, what Bhagavan is saying is that by not performing an action, a person does not gain the end called naishkarmya, the state of actionlessness, which is actually sarva karma sannyasa. And this sarva karma sannyasa can happen only with knowledge. It is like a person who wants to just give up everything, worldly matters and everything, and he says, I want to, become a sannyasa. I don't want to perform any action. That person is not achieving this naishkarmya, this actionlessness, because there's a lot of action still happening. He is breathing. He is even that thought that he wants to give up action is coming from that I-ness is still there. That doership is there, isn't it? So the renunciation of all activities is in the form of knowledge alone, because there is no such thing as giving up all activities without giving up doership. So then the next question is, why not just give up doership? Why not focus on the doership? But then the question is, how are you going to give up the doership when you are the very doer? If you think you can give it up by just deciding to do so, who is the one that makes the decision? So that I-ness is still there, isn't it? How are you going to give up the doer who is deciding? So that Dvaita Bhavana is still there. That I am the one giving up doership. So as long as that I is there is still that doership, isn't it? Who is the one deciding to give up doership? Therefore, you are not going to give up doership this way. This is not going to happen this way. So the only way doership can be given up is by knowledge that I am Atma. When you come to that realization that I am Brahma, I am Atma, which is not the doer. In the realm of the Atma, there is nothing else. There is none other. It's only Advaita. There is no other, isn't it? Even as a concept for us to understand, we've not still got it as an experience, but even to understand it as a concept in that realm of Atma, since there is no other, there is no karma to do. So there is no doer there. Even that doer drops. So this knowledge alone negates the doership. Nothing else will do it. So that is I hope I was able to get through to you, Dr. Renu.
Yeah, I think so. This is such an important concept.
Yeah.
There is this, that.
See, that is why Ramana Maharshi keeps saying, no? He says, keep questioning who is the I? Who is the I? Who is the I who's asking this question? Who is the one who's saying this is a very deep concept? Keep inquiring who that I is. And then he says, keep asking that I, then the small I will drop and the nija aham udeti. He says the actual I, which is nothing but Atma, the absolute I, that will arise, that will blossom forth. I think that is a contemplative thing. Anyone wants to add to this or share? I think we'll stop here today. A relevant verse from Mahabharata follows that. We'll start from tomorrow. It's a long thing there. Yeah. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you.